Solo always does shots first. Singing yup no.
Yup, yup.
You're singing yup no.
Chucha.
Yup no.
No.
At the Cantina Club.
So this came in the mail today, so let's open it up and see what we got.
What the? It's toilet paper.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice.
What? So what's the story on that? What is that?
It's just an 11 by 17 version of that particular poster. I wanted to get it. It's actually going to go right in this gap here.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's just a nice printing of it.
Just a
like
printing of it. Yeah, it's not any sort of like special edition or anything.
No, those are nice because you can get them nice and affordable. I don't want to say the C word, the cheap word.
I think it was like less than $10 for this. So
yeah,
it was like $6.
It looks great.
Yeah, I think.
Hold it up again. Hold it up for
sure.
a second. I want to look at it. Not that on Skype I can see that much, but yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. I don't see any like lines or print lines or anything in it. So
yeah,
the quality
that's
looks
cool.
Good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really the contrast and density is really good on the color is bright. It's nice. Yeah, good job on that one. I'm gonna do that one. I've also got an Empire in the shopping cart. I'm gonna get same size to go with it.
Yeah, doing all three movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all three of the original. Yeah, to go with my giant Rogue One poster. It's like literally like the movie poster official size.
As a stunt, I had to do that with like our official ranking. Have them arranged behind me in the order, and then if it ever changes, we can shift them around.
Yeah, exactly. I've got Brian's favorite movie right back there.
Oh yeah.
And then these four clowns.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I have more posters from Last Jedi maybe than from any other movie up right now. That's horrible.
Really?
Oh, that's because I took all the others. I have all the others.
Shocking.
There's something so wrong about that, Sherry.
Well, most of them feature
the posters
Luke,
are good.
There's everything right about that. So.
Yeah, the posters look
that's
nice.
the thing. You're right. The posters for the movie are excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the artwork and everything is really good. It's just the product didn't match up, unfortunately.
They made a heck of a preview trailer and a heck of a poster.
Yeah, the
IMAX poster's awesome. But
yeah.
It's true.
Oh well.
Anyway, we can't get sidetracked by that.
No.
So I guess you can stop the recording because we don't know what we're doing. Do we want to talk about the Solo movie for a second?
Sure.
I'm looking forward to having some real talk with some real folks.
Does anybody have anything to say? Because I think it's just a thing of we didn't really pay attention to it. We don't really. I don't know that we don't care about it. It's just hasn't been a big deal to us, So it's hard to think of something to think about, like, oh, I'm excited to see it. I'm really.
No, I mean, I am.
I'm glad it's coming out. But
my thing about this is that I feel like it's not being promoted like a new Star Wars film normally is. I feel like, we're getting our trailers and they're putting it on the, with Infinity War and things like that, and they're showing commercials. But, if you go to Target or Walmart or places like that, they don't have the product out in the aisles. Usually that's always the thing, like 2-3 weeks in advance, 4 weeks out. You go down the aisle, they got all the displays up, they've got all the new toys. There's really nothing there much.
Shocking.
At least the ones I don't know if you've had any more luck but I've looked at Target and places like that, and it's just like wah wah. There's really nothing there.
Wah.
Yeah.
You feel like it's not being overhyped, is what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. It
might help it.
Not necessarily. It could help it. Yeah, it could help because it could lower expectations.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's not. I wouldn't say that it's not being overhyped. I just think it's not being hyped to the normal standards of a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
I will say one thing.
Maybe Infinity War has something to do with that. The fact that it's coming out only 3 weeks after Infinity War, maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Infinity War raked up the extra $1 billion everybody had lying around already. So
it really did.
What's left over? And
Exactly.
Black Panther before that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say at what you're talking about at Walmart and the different stores, the Last Jedi merchandise kind of tanked really bad. overall. I mean, they sold plenty, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
I was seeing just carts full of figures to be sent to like the thrift stores or sent back, or
Right.
and
Just put on
also
Disney discount.
the Black Series figures, the 6-inch ones that you know, I buy some of them and stuff. They were going for 30 cents a piece at Walmarts all around the country to try to clear them out. Before
That's
that, they were
crazy.
down to like $5, then $3. I got a bunch of them at $5. But the new figures came out in the wake of all that, them trying to get rid of all those figures. So when they put them out, all the new ones got priced at $5 too, at least at Walmart. So I bought a bunch of the solo figures for $5 each when they're supposed to be $20 each. And so they weren't getting, I guess because those figures haven't been selling, they weren't getting like 2 boxes in or 3 boxes. They were getting 1. And since they were at $5, they were bought out as a clearance item
Right
so
away.
You don't really see them much. There's a couple of the new Millennium Falcon toys you'll find on the Toy Island stuff, but
Yeah, I've
not
seen
much
those.
more than that. They don't look real good.
Yeah, and they have like what,
Interested
2
in
versions?
getting
They
one.
have like a smaller version and then like a $100
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
It's true.
One of these days I'll show you on here the Legacy Falcon that I have in the other room. You'll know why I'm not interested in the cheap ones they're putting out now, because it's from like 10 years ago, and they did such a great job on it. I don't know what happened to the merchandise, but yeah, nobody wants the besides us hardcore people, nobody really wants the Luke, going to the psychiatrist action figure, milking the sea cow action figure. It's like, join the rebels as the last Jedi milks the sea cow. Recreate the adventures. It doesn't
Speak for
really
yourself,
sell
Brian.
toys very well.
Really.
Yeah, speak for yourself, Greedo.
I need a farmhand. But
Uncle Owen, those evaporators are 10 years old. They should have been replaced a long time ago.
Well, you can get them functioning up to specs if you roll up your sleeves and quit your daydreaming. Look, I need a farmhand who'll pitch in, not a nephew with his head in the stars half the time. You pull your weight today or there'll be trouble.
Owen.
Okay, I've got a question. If we're talking about the Solo movie, what do you guys expect for it? I mean, were you excited when you heard that when they announced that they were going to do a movie about Han Solo, an origin movie about Han Solo, or do you think that was a bad idea?
Don't get excited.
yes.
We have contrast here.
Okay.
He's shaking his head and I'm nodding.
Okay, Corellian first, since you're Corellian.
Yeah, well, of course. I'm talking about my brother here. Yeah, I think I was excited from the get-go. I mean, I've always wanted to kind of see this kind of a story. I think it's going to be really cool because I'm really into this time frame, the sort of between the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. I just think that's a really interesting time frame, and they got so many years to work with there. You got roughly 18 to 20 years, that you can work with, and I just like seeing the stories in there. Obviously, they scored big with Rogue One. That went great, and I just think seeing things like if we do in fact see Han meet Chewie for the first time. Obviously, he's going to meet Lando. We may see the Sabak game where he wins the actual, wins the Falcon from Lando. I would love to see all that kind of stuff. So that's why I've been looking forward to it from the beginning. So what's your take, Greedo?
When you describe it like that, if it all depends on how well it's done. If it's done great, I'll love it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good idea when you put it like that, and it comes from you. When it comes from Lucasfilm and Disney in the state they're in right now, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. They're gonna have to win me back over.
I was going to say ultimately they're going to have to do something big to win you back. Yeah.
But I wasn't excited when I first heard about it because just like a lot of people, it was like, how are you gonna catch lightning in a bottle twice and cast Han Solo a second time? And I'll gladly be wrong. I wish the guy all the success in the world, even though in a bit I'll get you to play that video I sent you, and you won't think I wish him success. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you weren't supposed to watch it till now. We were recording.
I haven't watched it.
I wanted to get your live reactions to it, because I'm assuming you haven't seen the movie that I took that clip from.
I haven't seen the movie, but you actually sent me that video a long time ago.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay, well, never mind.
It's even like a longer version of that video. It like shows like what happens in the car afterwards and everything. But yeah, because I remember seeing it before.
I don't know what you're talking
about. It was weep for the Solo when I saw that clip. When I saw that movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I just wasn't excited from the beginning because so much can go wrong and everything. And why they're so stuck in the past, but the way they're moving the future isn't exciting either right now. So we kind of got to hope it really hits a home run and the past bails us out again, so that we can get excited about the future.
Well, my thing though is that they've got a good balance going right now.
I don't know.
We've got
your delusions, laser brain.
the new trilogy extending the story, and we've also got Rogue One, and now we've got young Han, movies like that. So I think it's kind of a decent balance. Plus, we already know we've got another trilogy coming. We don't know when that's going to necessarily take place, but I'm assuming it's going to forward the story on, just not with the Skywalker line.
Don't care. Don't.
No, I know. I know you don't. Trust me, I know you don't.
I do not care about the new trilogy. Do not care about the existing trilogy.
And yet you don't want them to make movies about the legacy characters. What do you want then?
Let go of your hate.
Well, no, you're getting a little confused. Maybe I'm confusing, but when the movie was announced, I still had all kinds of hope for the saga films, and I thought, why do a Han Solo movie? Why not do what people are really clamoring to see? Boba Fett. I don't. The Obi-Wan movie sounds more exciting to me.
Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, I would love to see those.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Any movie done well, I'm behind.
Yeah,
but
if it's done well.
To me, they tanked The Last Jedi so badly that that has to be where you start. Your saga films have to be excellent. And then all the other stuff. Like I said, Rogue One, I didn't hold to the same standard as The Force Awakens because it wasn't as important a film. I just went and enjoyed it.
For what it was, yeah.
But it exceeded all my expectations. I didn't get excited for it either. I didn't even watch. I watched the trailer by accident when I went to see like Doctor Strange or something. The trailer came on, and that was the first time I'd seen a trailer or commercial for it. And the trailer made me get excited to see it. But again, I thought, what's that about? The story and everything. It's like, why would I want to really? I mean, I wanted to see it, but it didn't get me hyped like, like the original Han Solo, the original Luke Skywalker, the original Princess Leia.
Yeah, exactly.
So you think the anthology films shouldn't necessarily be focusing on the main legacy characters of the original trilogy?
I just think it's a risky move because of Han Solo.
Yeah.
It'll work.
That was my original part. Well, originally when I heard this movie was being made, I was excited because the first thing I heard was that Lawrence Kasdan was going to be working on the screenplay, who worked on the original trilogy, and I thought, that gives hope that if anybody could do it right, he most likely will. And I liked the idea that it was going to use the conventions of the Western, because I felt like that was kind of returning to original trilogy roots.
It's all true.
But then the more I began thinking about it, I began feeling like you, Greedo, where I began to really worry that this is one of the three main characters from Star Wars, from New Hope. And you can't mess this up.
Don't worry.
It's origin story, and the movies for me are the real canon for Star Wars. I never was familiar with the expanded universe, and I'm not real familiar with all the additional material that Disney's producing now, the television series, cartoons, and comic books and such. So the movies kind of a movie kind of sets things in stone for me. And the problem that I had with Luke and Last Jedi, I fear something like that happening with
Don't worry.
with the Han character in this movie. I don't want to see the character from the original trilogy messed up the way I felt that Luke was.
Absolutely, yeah,
but
I
at
agree.
the same time, I feel like they've, with having Lawrence Kasdan behind it and the incredible cast that they've got, except I am uncertain about the new young actor playing Han, which would be the most critical role.
Yeah, it's the most critical casting.
Yeah, that could be the terrible mistake that they made in terms of casting, but we can't know really until we see it. But everyone else, I was so excited, especially with Donald Glover being cast, and the idea of getting to see a young Lando.
He looks great. Yeah,
he really does.
Yeah, Disney's been careful about choosing outstanding actors for the most part, for the roles they've been casting in all the new Star Wars films. So the cast looks great. You'll have John Williams, doing the theme music, isn't that right? I think he's not writing the score, but he wrote a Han Solo theme, I think.
Maybe the Han Solo theme.
I didn't know that.
I don't know that either. I haven't heard that.
The music in the commercials sounds terrible to me. So
John Williams.
I mean, I'll go if and when I see it, I'll go in with an open mind. But the commercials make the music sound horrible.
Well, my thing on that is that's commercial music.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily put the final soundtrack music in the commercial.
Yeah.
It sounds.
I have to say too, the trailers really got me excited when I began to worry like Greedo about, oh, this is Han Solo. I'm disappointed in the way they treated Luke Skywalker in the Last Jedi. I'm worried about what they'll do with this character now. And then the first teaser trailer came out in which Han was really not featured at all, and I really got worried. But then with all of the trailers after that, they looked more and more impressive to me. And so I'm feeling a lot more excited about it, and I even found myself
I'm the same way. The more trailers I see, the more interested I become.
Yeah. And I was first to try to get tickets to the fan event for the night before the opening.
Don't get excited.
I wasn't that excited before seeing those trailers, and especially seeing Donald Glover. I mean, even in the teaser trailer, when he had a single scene with no dialogue, just standing there looking with that wonderful fur cape on, it was like, oh my God, this young Lando, he exuded more charisma in that one shot. So I'm most excited about that character, I think.
Well, he's, from what I've heard, he's generating the most buzz about this film. Is Donald Glover.
Sure, yeah.
He really is. And I think if he's as big of a hit after this movie comes out, then they may very well make
He'll get his
Orlando
own
movie.
He
They'll
make
make
it his
a
own
Lando
series,
film.
his own series of movies. Why not?
Absolutely, maybe.
'Cause we don't know anything. We don't know anything about Lando.
Yeah.
They could do anything they want,
Exactly.
except
They can do
kill him
any
off.
backstory they want and show us the Battle of Tanab.
That is correct.
And I'm hoping if they do, do you know anything about the live action television series Disney is planning for its streaming service?
A lot of rumors.
Nothing other than just the rumor that it's apparently been greenlighted.
I'm wondering, the original idea for a live action series way back when, I think in the 90s, was
the 90s.
It was supposed to be the bounty hunters and I think the criminal underground, maybe on Coruscant.
That would be impressive. Although I'd be really surprised if they went back to that.
Yeah,
it seems like they just kind of once they greenlighted the new trilogy, they just kind of wash their hands of everything prequel related.
Yeah,
and that time frame, because that's when they killed Clone Wars and brought in Rebels, and it's just like, okay, we're done with that.
So who knows what the TV series will end up being.
I think it'll probably be set on Endor, and it'll be about the Ewoks trying to protect the environment.
What the hell?
And also
there's a risk of deforestation on Endor.
There is, and the female Ewoks.
There needs to be a trilogy about that.
The female Ewoks will overthrow the patriarchy, probably. I'm guessing.
Who made you the boss?
And there will be Ewoks from the other side of the planet that have different kind of fur than them, and they'll all join forces together, and save the environment.
Man, can I buy my ticket now?
Yes. Set your DVR.
Take my money.
Having saved 2 Ewoks.
But I wanted to say something while you were talking about the casting of Han Solo, and you're getting excited now after seeing stuff. Well, maybe it's time to play that clip I sent you.
Oh dear.
Can you bring it up in your computer and play it? It's at a low volume level, so if you can, I don't know, but just try to listen.
Okay.
I just want to see your reaction to it.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
Shocking.
No.
It's short but sweet.
No.
I have a bad feeling.
Now imagine him in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, singing along with the modern or the synthesizer soundtrack that they're gonna do, like from Thor Ragnarok or something.
Who made you the boss?
Okay.
The first thing I thought of when I saw that movie was, "There's your young Han Solo for sure." Maybe he's just an incredible actor.
I was going to say, first of all, he's not playing Han there.
Right, I know he's not playing Han there, but he's playing a human being that I'm supposed to be looking at without pity.
What's the greater
I don't know anything about that movie. Maybe you're supposed to be pitying him. I don't know. You've seen
that guy has a bumper sticker with like swag or swagger with the circle with the mark through it, absolutely no swagger whatsoever. It's sad. But I guess it was a comedy. I didn't know. I tried to watch it. I thought it was like, well, he's playing it like a comedy.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
But yeah, when I looked up that movie on Netflix when I heard he was cast, because it's the only thing I could, find that he was in, and just wanted to get an idea what he was like. And yeah, it wasn't a good experience.
I did see him in Hail Caesar, and I liked him.
Didn't fill me with hope. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't seen
liked
it,
the
so.
role in Hail Caesar, and it kind of made me think of it. If they're thinking of this movie as a Western, why they might cast him that way. But I know nothing more about him, and the trailers, he just, the worrisome rumor about hiring a acting coach or whatever, and then the trailers
Right.
not featuring his character.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though. I think people are blowing that so out of
It's
proportion.
probably so.
They have acting coaches probably on the set
And
of every
dialect
major
coaches all the
movie.
time, yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean? And they said they brought in Harrison Ford to give him tips. Well, good. They should have done that to begin with.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. I mean, maybe he didn't connect with the original directors, or I'm doubting everything Lucasfilm is doing after The Last Jedi. They thought that movie was, great, and they handed out another trilogy based on that movie.
Let go of your hate.
How did they come to that conclusion? So maybe they fired these directors and they were doing a brilliant job on Solo. I
wondered
in my
about
opinion.
that too, yeah.
But-
When I heard they were also one of the reasons why I was initially excited about this film, when I heard that
Yeah.
they had been hired, because they're
They
so
seem like a
sharp
good choice. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sharp and edgy, and I thought they would have brought a wonderful sense of humor to it.
I don't know what you're talking
okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
Go ahead.
Corellian,
What
go
the
ahead.
hell?
No, I definitely don't share your optimism there.
Terrible is
From the moment I heard who was directing it, I was just
Yeah.
what? Like, all they've ever done is slapstick comedy. It's like, yeah, that's what was worrying. And from the rumors and stuff that I heard, that's exactly
the
the reason
problem.
why
Yeah.
they were booted
Yeah.
off. That they were making it just straight up comedy almost. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
that really worried me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
I heard
characters
that-
weren't dark enough or something.
Yeah, I heard that specifically Lawrence Kasdan really objected to them going off script so much, because there was so much improv, and I think he wanted them to stick closer to his script. But
Yeah.
He also he said
another
something
thing
about
Yeah,
Han
go
Solo
ahead.
should be still a kind of a nasty guy at this point in his life. He doesn't become a quote unquote good person or a believer in causes and stuff until after episode 4 or Star Wars. But I'm getting the feeling, I'm wondering if they're going to show how he becomes that kind of cynical person. Like, he may start off wanting to be a hero or having big ambitions at the beginning of this movie, and he gets really trounced and trashed by the end, and it makes him into that darker character who's out for himself or whatever.
I wonder about that.
That's what we kept asking. We're going to keep asking the Borgullet questions about betrayal, because it just seems like Han Solo seems like a guy who probably got betrayed in the past, right? And that's why
absolutely.
I'm not in it for you. I'm not in it for your revolution.
Anybody. He's only in it for himself. Yeah.
Right. He's got his own problems. He's tired of taking care of everybody else. That's never gotten him anywhere. So
Yeah.
that angle kind of interests me. If they redefine Han a little bit, but they make it in an acceptable way. As long as he gets to where he's supposed to be,
Right.
A lot of rumors.
Yeah, and I think that will be critical if this is an origin story. They can't leave him in a naive and idealistic state unless they were planning another Solo movie. They need to get him at least to the point, character-wise, to the point that he's developed whenever we see him in A New Hope.
Who made you the boss?
So I had not thought that. Yeah, that's an interesting. I would like that if it took that kind of dark.
They need to
approach.
at least imply by the end what's going to happen to get him there.
Yeah.
They could have a happy ending with a Easter egg in there or whatever, and implications that he doesn't know everything that's about to go wrong for him, but we kind of do, or something. I mean, there's all kinds of ways they could do it that would be interesting. But did you guys ever watch Firefly?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I
You
never
did?
watched it.
You would like it probably if you can get
I've
over
heard
the
good
way
things.
the language is structured in it. It put me off and is annoying at first, but the first episode that aired of Firefly was this crew of of this spaceship or whatever, this ragtag crew put together was doing a heist of a train, and the commercials I've seen look like almost the same thing. There's a ragtag crew put together for a heist on a train. And there's also in Firefly, there's a fascist government or fascist galactic power, and the people that occupy the underbelly are the ones who've had their butts kicked and been marginalized and all that. So I think Joss Whedon even said he always wanted to create a story or a show about Han Solo and Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon flying around, all the stuff they did.
Yeah.
So Firefly is really good. I mean, it has its shortcomings, but for a TV show, it's really, really good. So in the back of my mind, I'm probably going to be comparing this concept to that.
What the hell?
Which is unfair, but
Yes.
I hope this movie though has a sense of joy and fun, but also an edge. It doesn't have to. I'm sick of anti-heroes at this point. They're all over the place, so I don't want it to be too dark. But it has to be dark to a point to show where Han Solo comes from. But think of it from back in the day, Star Wars. We wouldn't have wanted to see Han like choking a woman or or doing something, holding a kid for ransom. So don't go full crazy dark.
Full dark. Yeah.
I hope it's fun. I hope it's joyful, because The Last Jedi had no joy in it whatsoever for me, and then I hope somehow they hit those story points and everything.
Yeah.
So
See, that's where Lawrence Kasdan working on the script gives me hope for those things, because his sense of humor and his constructing that character, helping to build it in the first place in the original trilogy. I have a feeling from the recent trailers that we've seen that the sense of humor will be really good and it will be fun. And that makes me think too of Ron Howard replacing the original directors. What do you feel about Ron Howard stepping in?
Help me.
Ron Howard.
We must be cautious.
It'll work.
I'll have to wait till I see it. I'll just wait till I see it.
But agreed. But my feeling is that I'm more optimistic, because I've liked his work in the past, and I don't know. I feel like again, it's part of its hope, that I hope he does it justice. But I feel way more optimistic than I did about the others that they had.
Come on, let's keep a little.
Yeah, I think he was. If they were having such trouble as apparently they were in the production, he was a safe choice to replace the directors. But he's an excellent director, and he seemed like from the media campaign that he kind of conducted on his own through his Twitter account after taking that over, he seemed to really promote a positive attitude towards taking over the film and doing it in such a way as to make people try to make people feel excited about it again.
Yeah.
And I think that even though some people complained about him being too safe a choice, that Disney wasn't willing to take risks with their original directors and let them do their thing. Still, if they were in trouble, he seemed like a person who probably could come in and help get them out of the problem.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
So, all right. Any other?
I think a lot of the movie is going to come down to the editing, just like every movie.
Yeah.
If Ron Howard has a good script and he gets good performances, and then they can edit it into something exciting. Yeah. I don't know. I see your voice is back now, but I don't know that Ron Howard strikes me. I'd have to look at his stuff again. More recent things I've seen by him don't seem to have like a real flair, visual style, or he's more of a maybe worry about the details and what's in the frame and setting up a frame and letting the actors do their thing and stuff. Whereas when I think of Star Wars, I'd like to see a movie again like the first Star Wars, where the camera starts at the people's feet when the door slams on it and then swings up to the corridor and the ship flying into the frame. Just some cool stuff like that would be good to see again to get you excited about the Star Wars setting and everything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you?
But who knows?
Where do you predict that this film will fall in your overall ranking?
I used to wonder about that myself.
That's so impossible to predict.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't go into the top 5. I don't think, no matter how good it is. I really don't, because it's not going to topple the original 3 for me, and therefore by default it won't top Revenge of the Sith because I have it ranked higher. And maybe it'll be better than Rogue One. I hope it's better than Rogue One, because that means it'll be really, really good.
Yeah.
Because I love Rogue One.
I don't think it'll be better than Rogue One. If you watched them side by side, I bet Rogue One would kick the snot out of it. But that's
just don't know yet.
I predict I will rank it right below Rogue One.
Good work.
I'm thinking that might be about where it falls for mine. It might basically it'll take the number 6 slot.
Well, wait, they're walking on dangerous territory though. If they really, there's so many things that could go wrong that would just make it unbearable for me. Like they would plummet it way down towards the bottom. If they just, I I can't imagine they'll do it, but I couldn't imagine what they did in the last movie either.
Yeah.
I really, it was beyond my imagination to be that bad. I was skeptical for that movie, and then I was getting more and more hopeful as it approached.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to get hopeful for this one. And on that note, you guys know I have made the commitment to not see this movie. Originally, I said I will not see it in the movie theater, and I will not see episode 9 in the movie theater. Not to be a bitter old man, even though that's maybe what I am, but to vote with my wallet and my feet or whatever, and just stop. Supported Star Wars for so long, and The Last Jedi was so far, like an old 70s tagline, beyond the imagination. It was so far beyond the imagination, and I really felt like the people at Lucasfilm and Disney and any Star Wars, I'm so sick of hearing that there's Star Wars fans over there because I don't believe it anymore.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to convince me. And so I'm going to have to hear people's reviews of this movie. I'll try not to hold a grudge forever. Everybody's wanting to go see it. It would be fun to go see it with everybody. I'm really trying to stick to my guns and not go see it on the opening weekend. I'm sure I'll break down and see it at some point after that. But
I've already got my tickets.
Yeah, I know.
Thursday night at 8:00.
It's a disease. I can't help it.
And
What the hell?
I don't believe so much in this world we live in that I think there's going to be some major statement made by fans not going to see it. They will give in and go see it and everything, I think. But I'm just sticking to my own personal guns on this.
That's fine.
Let go of your hate.
But let me just say this, that automatically, at least this is what I've learned, that automatically by disliking The Last Jedi, you're a mindless drone.
Right.
And you have no good reason to not like that movie.
Yeah. I'm not needed in this
these
society
are
or the world either. I'm not needed.
Yes.
I need to just go away so that everyone can live in a utopia and enjoy their movies in peace in a utopia when people like me are dead and gone.
You're also not entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, no.
Because you are wrong.
That's correct. Yeah.
It is one of the single greatest films ever made. Not just Star Wars film. Okay? So there you go. That's my take. Thank
God for Ryan Johnson and his vision.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
But
saving us from the perils we didn't know we had.
But guys,
It's got to be grateful.
I don't have problems with people loving Last Jedi if
No,
they're
I
not
don't either.
demanding that I love it.
That's what gets me. Yeah, it's
If
the
they-
overall
if they-
demand.
if
Is like
they
if you
can-
don't like it, you have no
Yeah.
idea what you're talking about, and you just don't get it.
No,
Yeah.
I respect people's
Yeah,
opinions,
if
and
we can
I
disagree,
walked out of the
respect.
theater glad that some people enjoyed it because
Yes.
I feel so sad that I want somebody to be happy about it,
Yeah.
but I don't understand it. If you're have any kind of journey like ours and back from the day, how you could really fully embrace that.
Let the past die.
I don't get it, but more power to them, I guess. But I have to make my opinion known in whatever way I can to try to avoid that kind of, just to let them know that I was there. I was on board. I was supporting them the whole way. And the message I got afterwards was there was no apologies. There was no understanding. There was just, oh, if you didn't get it, you're
There's something
incapable.
wrong with
And
you,
we
yeah.
really don't need you around anymore.
Yeah.
The message felt like get lost, and they weren't saying get lost when I was in line for 5 hours at Celebration, and when we were getting tickets online and when we were doing all this stuff. So for all these years.
Yeah.
So I feel like they just have some work to do.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Well, once again, this has turned into a Last Jedi discussion.
We don't know much about Solo. Do you guys like the look of the new Falcon?
Which is exactly what
That's a
we
good
planned.
question.
Oh, I like how snazzy the Falcon is.
The old Falcon,
and
I guess.
The old Falcon, yeah. And I like the cape
special
room.
modifications.
I like the cape room. I'm looking
Cape room
forward
looks cool,
to
yeah.
seeing the cape room.
Is there really a cape room, or are you making
Yes,
this
there's
up?
the cape room.
There is for real?
Yes,
Yeah,
you need
the
to
act-
watch
yeah,
Donald Glover's. Watch his
Donald
video
Glover
where
did
he
a
gives
tour.
you a tour.
Like, I don't know if it was on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, where he did like a video tour where he took you around the Falcon and showed you like
That's amazing.
it actually did build it as like Lando's Falcon. This is what it was like
Yeah.
with Lando. But, and he showed like he had like a bar area and he showed it. Now this is the cape room. And it actually opens it up and there's literally like 20 capes all lined up on hangers.
Falcon really went downhill aesthetically, although probably improved in practicality whenever Han took it over.
I think the exterior, they will get there mostly by the end of this movie. They'll have some cataclysmic event that wrecks the outside of it, which I think is a little too pat. I hope they don't do that all at once. But it could be a movie like that where it's just constant kind of too obvious callbacks, where it just gets cringy. But I hope not. I hope they restrain it a little bit and just tell a good story and make it fun.
Right.
What's wrong with Hollywood? Why are the scripts so bad?
I used to wonder about that myself.
On so many movies. Why would you even start the movie with no script or with a horrible script?
Really?
And if you're going to make a sequel, why would you read a script and go, oh, yeah, there's no room for a sequel here? Well, that is the whole plan.
Right.
So, the scripts have just been awful and formulaic and disturbing. Anyway, this one will be different, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Any other thoughts?
Lawrence
Any other
Kasdan
thoughts
will
before we
take
get
care
to our new segment called Ask Borgullet?
I hope it succeeds. I do, and I hope it brings some of the fan base back together, because everybody will be so shocked if it's great and everybody loves it. I think a lot of people will be shocked. There's some really bitter people out there that even if it is a good movie, they're not getting over the last one anytime soon. But I hope it begins to do that, and I hope that Star Wars fans come out and are nice to each other again, no matter what the outcome.
Yeah.
I agree.
We need to remember what we learned from Luke, though. Remember the compassion.
Oh, I thought you meant from The Last Jedi.
No.
How to do nothing for an hour and 45 minutes while the Galactic War rages.
No, I agree with Sherry. But yeah, I agree with Greedo. I just think that I just want it to be a success. I hope it's half as good as I hope it will be. I'm trying to temper my expectations to a certain degree so I don't go in and it'll never hit, set such a high mark that it never meets it. But yeah, but I am going in open-minded in spite of my feelings and about The Last Jedi. So
let go of your hate.
Well, that's cool.
It'll work.
All right. So we have a new segment that we're going to unveil now. It's called Ask the Borgullet.
Are you connecting to the Borgullet as we speak?
Channeling Borgullet as we speak.
As we speak.
Oh no.
Yes.
What did it speak?
I'm connected to him.
All right. Welcome back to the Cantina Club. This is our 40th anniversary meetings. This is our first inaugural segment. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands, flippers, tentacles, etc. together or ask the Borgullet. Yes, there's your host, Sal Guerrero. Who's looking sharp?
Lies! Lies, deception. Borgullet. Lies, deception. Borgullet can free your thoughts. Every day, more deception. Every day, more lies. The unfortunate side effect is that
one tends to lose one's mind. That's terrible. We've already lost our mind on it. Okay. So, Corellian.
Was that a goat?
Oh God, knows.
He knows the truth.
In the Corellian smuggling fashion, Corellian does have a Borgullet.
Yes.
We don't know its actual history, if it's stolen from Rogue One or not, but he has Borgullet, and he's going to be passing on the questions to Borgullet, and translating the answers. He's taking an awful risk for all of us, just like Tarkin and Vader did in A New Hope.
Yes.
That he could lose his mind, but it's worth it. Many of these questions are going to be about the upcoming Solo movie, because we are all spoiler-free completely. We've just seen some of the TV spots. That's it. We know nothing about it. And so the questions are going to be vague because we know nothing. I don't even know the character names. So here we go.
No lie.
Thank you, Saw. Thank you,
Gundark,
Saw
you would
Guerrero.
do the honors.
Gundark.
Okay. Question number one.
Borgullet doesn't have all day.
Borgullet.
Borgullet.
Borgullet, will we see the Kessel Run in the Solo movie?
He's thinking.
Borgullet.
How can you tell? Does he have a different expression?
It is certain.
Oh.
It is certain.
It is certain.
Oh my. Okay.
We'll be seeing the Kessel Run.
Borgullet off to a strong start. Making a statement. I know we've all been dying to see the Kessel Run, right? Ever since we were kids.
Oh yeah,
sure.
It's been a part of our imagination for 40 years.
Of course.
Okay, Greedo, do you have a question?
Can't wait.
Does Greedo have a question?
Do I have a question? No, go ahead with the next question.
Okay.
I'll
Next question. Will we
consult the Jedi
see
Council.
Han win the Falcon from Lando?
Borgullet.
Will we see Han win the Falcon from Lando?
Corellian has to repeat the question evidently through the Borgullet for it to understand.
Definitely.
It only understands his native tongue. Not
Exactly. You can't
Or
quick.
it has a tentacle wrapped somewhere around it. It's
Well,
communing.
was the answer yes, definitely?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot in this movie.
Borgullet is really sure. Okay.
And Borgullet knows the truth.
Will we meet any of Chewbacca's relatives?
Will we
is
meet
this
any
lies?
of Chewbacca's relatives?
Could this be deceptions?
Without a doubt.
Oh,
Wow.
Without a doubt.
This is a much more optimistic Borgullet than the one that appeared in Rogue One. I'm thinking they're not.
It's all in how you train your Borgullet.
Because as convinced as Saw is that it can tell truth from lies, we never saw it tell truth about anything. Saw still didn't know after interrogating the pilot whether he was real or not. So.
Okay, next question. Will we see how Han and Chewbacca meet for the first time?
Borgullet, will we see how Han and Chewie meet for the first time? You may rely on it.
You had to think hard on that one.
You may rely on it.
Borgullet wasn't quite as sure on that one.
So lay your bets down now.
We're still full of positives.
Okay. Yeah, he's still kind of spoiling it. Okay, next question is, will the Spice Mines of Kessel make an appearance?
Borgullet.
Will the Spice Mines of Kessel make an appearance in this film? My reply is no.
Deception. Lies.
Lies. Deceptions.
Borgullet knows the truth, but does he tell the truth? That's the thing.
That is a really good point.
Yeah, it's never actually. He can tell the difference.
Okay.
We're trusting that he has a bond with Corellian and he's going to let us in on the truth.
Okay, next question. Will we see the special modifications Han makes to the Falcon?
All right, Borgullet. Will we see these special modifications that Han makes to the Falcon? My reply is no.
Come on.
Not these special modifications.
Come on, okay. All right. I know that Lando's got a cape room aboard that Falcon. I mean, the cape room's got to go. When Han takes over, the cape room's got to go.
The cape room has got to go. That's part of the special modification.
It's just a bunch of sleeveless capes and wardrobe. Collarless.
Becomes a vest room.
Yeah, the vest room.
The vest room. Okay, next question. Will we see Boba Fett?
Borgullet, will we see Boba Fett?
Maybe in line to see the movie.
Outlook good.
Oh, good.
Outlook good, so it's a good chance.
There's a good chance. Borgullet won't fully commit.
Good odds without spoiling the movie. Okay. Next question. Will Han be betrayed by Beckett? And I frankly don't know who the heck Beckett is.
That's Woody Harrelson's character.
Okay.
Right. Will Han be betrayed by Beckett? Come on, Borgullet.
Or is it lies?
As I see it, yes.
As he sees it. Okay.
Always in motion is the Borgullet.
Always in motion is the Borgullet.
Okay. Will Kai Ray, am I pronouncing that name correctly? Kai Ray be killed in this film?
Repeat it correctly, Corellian. Then
it's Kira.
Oh, Kira. Sorry.
I was going to say you can just say the question with the correct pronunciation.
Okay,
Borgullet's the only one that matters.
Will Kira be killed in the film?
Okay, Borgullet. Will Kira be killed in the film?
Borgullet.
And he's having a tough time with this one.
Oh,
reply hazy. Try again.
When?
We gotta ask one more time. Will Kira be killed in this film, Borgullet?
Borgullet's holding out.
Very doubtful.
Oh.
So she will survive.
He
She will
likes
survive to fight another day.
Okay. Will Lando and Han get into a fist fight?
Borgullet.
Okay, will Lando and Han get into a fist fight? Without a doubt.
Oh, okay.
There will be fisticuffs.
As opposed to anything else.
We all know who's going to win that. there's no way they're going to let Han win that one.
Okay. Will Lando have more than a trilogy of capes?
Will Lando have more than a trilogy of capes?
Borgullet.
Borgullet does not understand the question.
You may rely.
The more capes, the better. Hint.
You may rely on it. Borgullet's in favor of the capes.
Oh,
the trilogy.
Good.
He's a big believer in the Lando
Good
capes.
That's right. He really is.
And
You should see Borgullet can really rock a cape.
Yeah, I bet.
That's all of the questions that I have for the Borgullet.
Anything from Greedo that we need to know?
Yeah, I have a few questions for Borgullet here. I'm going to put Borgullet to the test here. Borgullet, I mean, it's just going to be repeated again, but Borgullet, will we see Han get his scar?
Borgullet.
Will we see Han get his scar?
No, you did not address Borgullet directly. I don't think he's going to respond to that.
Oh,
Borgullet.
better not tell you now.
See, you didn't say Borgullet.
It's all Corellian's fault. I know.
Okay, so he's not going to tell us now. Whatever. F you, Borgullet.
And now he's getting itchy.
Will we see Chewbacca's wife?
Ah.
This may have already been answered by one of the other questions.
Potentially, but we didn't specifically ask for wife before. Okay. Borgullet, will we see Chewbacca's wife?
Borgullet.
Cannot predict now. Well, he doesn't like your questions much.
No, he doesn't. He heard my disrespect.
Yep.
Okay, Borgullet, try this one. Borgullet of mystery. Will we see Lando's Battle of Tanab maneuver?
That's a good question. Borgullet, will we see Lando Calrissian's Battle of Tanab movement?
And you better come up with a clear answer. I'm going to start.
Most likely.
Upset.
Most
likely. That's better.
Likely. Okay.
Okay.
No.
So it could be what he calls the fist fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Battle of Tanab maneuver.
Yeah. I call this move the Battle of Tanab.
Yeah. This one's Tanab. This one's Battle. Now, okay, Borgullet, will we see Lobot?
Oh.
Hey, Borgullet, will we see Lobot in this film?
Borgullet.
Hey, Borgullet.
Borgullet.
You may rely on it.
All right, sweet.
Wow.
And then I was going to ask, will we see Boba Fett? You already asked that.
Yep.
Will we see Dengar?
Borgullet, will we see Dengar?
Borgullet.
It is certain.
Oh.
It is
have
certain.
a big role, a big part in this film.
Yes. Major.
I also asked, will we see the Spice Mines of Kessel? But that's already been answered.
Yes, unfortunately.
Will we see Han get his sleeveless vest?
Borgullet, will we see Han get his sleeveless vest?
Borgullet.
Better not tell you now.
No, Borgullet.
Well, you know, Borgullet's all about, he doesn't want to spoil it either.
He's having trouble downloading the Chinese pirated version. He hasn't watched to that point yet. Borgullet, will we see what Han pulled on Lando, quote unquote, pulled on Lando?
Right. Borgullet, will we see what Han pulled on Lando?
Borgullet.
Trying to confuse the Borgullet a little. See if it works.
Reply hazy, try again.
Oh, good grief.
I know, he can be indecisive sometimes.
All right.
A lot goes into being Borgullet here,
right?
okay?
Curly
It's not just, everybody thinks it's so easy just to be truthful like this. It's not. All
It's
right.
some stuff you want to keep to yourself.
All right. Borgullet needs some quiet. We need some quiet for a second. Okay. Borgullet, yes. Will we see what Han pulled on Lando?
Borgullet.
The question doesn't sound
Very doubtful.
Oh.
All right.
Very doubtful.
Okay, that could end up being open to interpretation anyway. But it seems like that would happen later in their lives for Lando to still be mad about it. However many, 15 years later or something.
15 years later.
Okay, was Han an Imperial?
Borgullet, was Han an Imperial?
It's a trap.
You may rely on it.
Oh.
Okay.
Really
Coming strong with the answers now. Will Han be betrayed by Kira?
Borgullet, will Han be betrayed by Kira?
Deception.
He knows the truth. Remember.
Signs point to yes.
No lies, no
By
deception.
Beckett and Kira.
He's going to get betrayed a lot, evidently. That's why he's left with just Chewie. Okay, Borgullet, I have a question here of like, who will live, die? I was going to go through each of the characters. But let's just say, Borgullet, will any of the crew assembled for this caper die in this film?
Borgullet, will any of the crew assembled for this in the film die?
Borgullet.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So there will be deaths.
I'm detecting some of the unfortunate side effect in Corellian at this point. He might be slipping and losing his mind just a little bit from all this talking to Borgullet. Okay, Borgullet, will Corellian like Solo a Star Wars story?
Borgullet, will I like Solo a Star Wars story?
Lies.
Yes, definitely.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna love it. All right.
Borgullet, will Gundark like Solo a Star Wars story?
Will Gundark, Borgullet, like Solo a Star Wars story? It is certain.
Oh.
You're gonna like it.
Very optimistic, Borgullet.
Yeah.
The next question. Will Greedo like Solo a Star Wars?
Borgullet, will Greedo like Solo a Star Wars story?
I think the
yes.
going to hit the road here. Oh, what?
Wow.
Yes.
What?
It's
Lies.
a trifecta.
Deceptions.
Lies. Deceptions.
Every day more lies. All right. Borgullet. I want to know, will the Rotten Tomatoes critic score be over 75%?
Borgullet, will the Rotten Tomatoes critic score be over 75%?
Borgullet will know the truth.
My reply is no.
Oh.
Okay, will the audience score be 75% or over?
Borgullet, will the audience score be above 75%?
Borgullet will know the truth.
Yes.
So the critics won't like it, but not much anyway, but the fans will really like it. Will there be a hyperdrive failure?
Borgullet, will there be a hyperdrive failure?
Every day, more lies.
It is certain.
Yeah. Borgullet got that one.
And then I want to say, will this be the lowest grossing modern Star Wars film?
Okay, Borgullet, will Solo a Star Wars story be the lowest grossing modern Star Wars film?
Borgullet.
You may rely on it.
Oh.
Ouch. Talk about negative Nancy. Yeah. What's that?
Borgullet.
Hold on. What's that, Borgullet? Oh, Borgullet grows weary.
Oh,
He grows weary. He's very Shakespearean, Borgullet. Forsooth, Borgullet, what is with you? What is wrong, Borgullet? The merriness of your eye has diminished. Of your many cataract eyes.
It's very tiring dealing with lies and deceptions,
Yes. What would Shakespeare call lies and deceptions? Just lies and deceptions?
Lies and deceptions.
Pretty much.
Falsehoods.
Falsehoods.
Deceptions.
All right, so we'll probably post those questions and answers down in the description when we eventually upload this Ask the Borgullet session. Borgullet tires of our company. What can we do? And it
was very gracious of him to give him as much time as he did.
Yes.
Thank you, Borgullet.
we will be attempting to ask Borgullet things in the future, and we will be judging Borgullet quite harshly based on his actual lies, deceptions, and truth. So if you have questions for Borgullet, please leave them in the comments or email them to us, and we will force Borgullet to ingest your queries and spit out the difference in insanity.
Ask the Borgullet. 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 You know the truth. Lies! Lies, deception. Borgullet. Lies, deception. Borgullet can free your thoughts. Every day, more deception.
Your skills are complete.
The unfortunate side effect is that one tends to lose one's mind.